Hey, it's me, Raika. Today we're going to have a look at Shuna, the Miko Princess from the Dimensional faction. Now, this hero wears cloth-based gear, is part of the support class, and the primary role is to provide a significant amount of control, buffs for your allies, and debuffs for the enemies. So let's have a look at his skills. Now, this hero is very special as she does not use energy. Instead, she uses magic elements as her energy bar. Now, this is represented by a blue instead of the usual orange bar, and this empowers her other abilities, making them stronger and allowing her to continually use her ultimate skill. So let's have a look at what this means. Her ultimate, Holy Gospel. At the start of battle, Shuna casts magic override on all enemy heroes without consuming energy. So this is her ultimate. This renders the first ultimate activation of enemy heroes ineffective. So if an enemy casts their ultimate, this will nullify all of their effects, giving your allies a bit more breathing room so that they can get up to their ultimate and start taking control of the battle. The passive component. Shuna does not gain energy. Instead, the energy she receives is converted into an equivalent amount of magic elements. So this is the blue energy bar. When Shuna casts other skills, she uses 200 magic elements points to grant allies one stackable sorcerer's blessing effect. When an allied hero receives damage or health loss equal to 15% of their max health, or suffers a control effect, one stack of Sorcerer's Blessing can be consumed to offset the damage or control effect. So this is essentially an extra bit of shielding or protection that is applied to your allies so they can survive longer and be more effective. Each hero can receive a max of 7 stacks of Sorcerer's Blessing and they cannot be dispelled. The level 2, the amount of magic elements spent for granting a Sorcerer's Blessing effect on an allied hero is reduced to 100 points, so this makes them more effective, allowing it to spam this ability more often. Level 3, Shuna's energy recovery rate is increased by 30 for the entire duration of a battle. So this allows her to cast her abilities more often, use her ultimate, and make her more effective in battle. So let's have a look at her next ability, Magic Sphere. Shuna casts a magical sphere around herself that lasts for 5 seconds. Enemy heroes within the sphere range have their magic efficiency reduced by 60 points and take damage equal to 300% of Shuna's attack rating per second. Meanwhile, she grants up to 4 stacks of Sorcerer's Blessing to the nearest allied hero, so this is that extra protection to mitigate damage, who does not possess the maximum amount of Sorcerer's Blessing. The level 2, the duration of the shield around herself is increased from 5 to 7. The level 3, received healing of allied heroes within the sphere's range is increased by 50 points. So that is 50% extra healing. Level 4, Shuna grants herself 1 stack of Sorcerer's Blessing that does not consume magic elements. So this makes her more effective and empowers her other abilities. Her next ability over here, Culinary Talents. Shuna prepares 3 dishes, distributing them to 3 allied heroes with the lowest health percentage and granting them up to 3 stacks of Sorcerer's Blessing. Each dish heals the allied hero for 150% of Shuna's attack rating. The level 2, the amount of health restored by each dish is increased from 150 to 200%. The level 3, the amount of dishes prepared is increased from 3 to 4. And the 30 engravings, damage taken by allied heroes who have received dishes is reduced by 50% in the next 8 seconds. So this is a lot of shielding and damage reduction that she can provide for your allies. So let's have a look at the next ability over here, Counter Spell. Shuna observes changes in surrounding magic elements, casting a counter spell on herself for 5 seconds, while granting up to 3 stacks of Sorcerer's Blessing to the allied hero who suffered the highest damage and does not possess the maximum amount of Sorcerer's Blessing. During this time, Shuna is immune to control effects, so that is for 5 seconds from enemies, and enemies that cast control effects on her have 50% chance of being inflicted with the same effect for 6 seconds. So as we can see, she can redirect all that extra control onto the enemy. The level 2, for enemies who have inflicted control effects on Shuna, the probability of them receiving the equal control effect is increased to 80%. That's from 50% to 80%. The level 3, the duration of counter spell is increased from 5 to 7 seconds. So that is when she is immune to control effects. And finally, the 60 engravings. Every 2 times a counter spell is triggered during counter spell, Shuna receives 20 inside points. So let's have a look at the signature item over here. Demon Princess. When you unlock this, whenever an allied hero's Sorcerer's Blessing effect is consumed, Shuna recovers 50 magic elements. So this is her energy bar. The level 10, when a Sorcerer's Blessing is consumed, she'll receive 80. The level 20 unlock, when an allied hero possesses Sorcerer's Blessing, their attack rating is increased by 35%. The level 30 unlock, this is further increased from 35 all the way to 55% attack rating increase, and a 40 SI after Shuna has cast Sorcerer's Blessing 4 times cumulatively on her allied heroes. No magic elements will be spent the next time she casts it. So this is her energy bar. So this allows her to perpetually provide an extra protection, that damage reduction for her allies to survive even longer in battle. So let's have a look at her furniture. Now when you unlock Divine Wishes 3 out of 3, for every allied hero within range of a magical sphere, Shuna's healing is increased by 25 points, the 9 out of 9. Each time Shuna heals or grants Sorcerer's Blessing to an allied hero 2 times cumulatively, most of the hero's debuffs are additionally dispelled. So she provides additional utility for your allies to remove negative effects on them. So let's have a look at how she does in battle. Alright, now this particular hero is not extremely strong in terms of damage and healing. However, she provides a lot of utility on her effects over here. So as we can see, this is her ultimate ability, and now she's debuffing the enemy heroes. So the enemy heroes are marked over here. There's the little magical sphere that is around her, and her allied heroes are getting the buffs from her. So this is the little swirling winds around them, and she'll start preparing food for them. So these are the culinary treats, and as we can see, she's slowly providing a bit of healing for her allies, providing them a bit of buffs, and providing them a significant amount of protection. Alright, so where would this hero function the best in? Now, this hero will work extremely well in stall-based teams because of the amount of damage reduction and damage offset that she provides through her Sorcerer's Blessing and the 50% damage reduction, in addition to her various other buffs such as the 55% increased attack rating which you can apply to your allies. This will tremendously boost your allies, allowing them to survive longer and deal a massive amount of damage while keeping your allies immune to the amount of damage coming from the enemy heroes. Now, in addition, she's also able to cancel the enemy's ultimate, which is at the beginning of battle. This is a massive effect, allows you to negate all of those buffs, debuffs, or even damage potential that the enemy may have on your allied heroes, making any abilities that your allies cast more effective and deal more damage to the enemy heroes. So what is the minimum investment that I would recommend for this allied hero? Now, I would highly recommend getting her to 30 signature item. This will give your allies a massive amount of increased damage, 55% increase to their attack rating. Now, the 40 SI does provide a bit of additional utility. However, it is not that beneficial for her, as this simply allows her to not consume her energy that quickly. So she'll be able to spam her Sorcerer's Blessing more often onto allies. Now, her furniture over here, I'll recommend getting her to 9 out of 9, as this provides a tremendous amount of utility, such as making your allies immune or dispelling their negative effects on them. In addition, she also provides additional healing. Through her healing is increased by 25 points. This makes her more effective in terms of healing. And I would also recommend getting her at least to 30 engravings, as this provides 50% damage reduction for your allies when they consume the culinary talents. So as we can see, this can be given to all of your allies, 4 of these dishes, and this provides a massive amount of damage reduction. Now, her 60 engravings is not that powerful, as this simply makes her more effective at inflicting control based effects on the enemies. So, this makes her simply more effective in that particular realm. However, I do not recommend going for 60 engravings.